Guys, seriously, this has been on my mind for a while, and it's something I gotta talk about. And that is my life as Inukai-san's dog. This series is the perfect example of Japanese debauchery. Oh my god. So I had seen some things floating around YouTube about it, and I had no idea what it was. And these days, I don't really watch a lot of anime because it just takes so much time. So if there's a manga, I'm like, all right, let me check out the manga because I can get through that much quicker. So I did. And yes, I had figured out, all right, so this is like an ecchi series. Okay. But we'll see. I don't typically have anything to do with a lot of those kind of series, but I'm like, all right, let's just see what this is about. Apparently it's kind of crazy, but all right, let's just see. My fucking god. I can show you nothing in this video because YouTube will just ban me for eternity. Oh my god. I'm sure many of you already know, but if you don't know, the basic premise is high school boy wakes up and he's a dog. He doesn't know why he got turned into a dog or how he got turned into a dog, and he ends up getting picked up by his high school crush. That's the basic premise, and then it's also about him trying to figure out how to get turned into a dog and what the hell's going on in this, right? And it's basically a ecchi harem everyday life type series with basically it's basically porn that's not porn. Liquids and fluids end up on these girls that's not bodily fluids, or at least those bodily fluids, but they're clearly there to represent something else. And they're in awkward positions, and oh my god, it's so bad. It's so bad. And the thing is, the artist, Itsutsusei, and because it's a web series, right? So I'm pretty sure we don't know if the creator is a man or a woman. Do you know? Does anyone know if it's a man or a woman? I'm pretty sure we don't know. I'm assuming it's a man, but it could very well be a woman. And I kind of hope it is a woman so that we can show that women can also be real fucked up in the head and perverted. But this person is not a bad artist. The art itself is actually pretty good. Talented artist. And the story on its own is perfectly fine. Like, it's kind of cute, right? It's like, oh, okay, he got turned into a dog. How did he get turned into a dog? Let's find out. It's a mystery, right? And, okay, spoilers. Well, because they figure out how to turn him back into a human, but so that he can turn between a dog and a human, and there's all these shenanigans that go on between him getting turned into a human, and then him as a dog, and then the dual lives of being a dog and a human, and then, of course, how does he handle this dual life, and then other girls start kind of getting interested in him, and oh god, what do I do? That part, all fine. Typical harem comedic stuff. We all know what that is. There are quite a few issues, but the biggest issue being these are kids in high school. The way these girls are drawn, they're all drawn with crazy bodies and just being all naked and crazy, and I'm like, this is high school. What the fuck? This is like, especially again as a person due to work spends a lot of time around teenagers and kids and all that kind of stuff. It drives me nuts. All this person had to do, you could have kept the same story and just moved them into college and still debaucherous, still perverted, but at least not, illegal. Why? Japan, why do you condone this shit? This is not cool. Putting these girls in just straight up, I don't even know how much I could say on YouTube without being freaking destroyed, but putting these people in these situations that they have no business being in. And not only that, their personalities don't human very well. It's like, who acts like this? Nobody acts like this. They're basically all designed to get put in the most ridiculous sexual situations possible. The things that their decision making and everything is solely designed to put them in the most sexual, disgusting, deviant positions imaginable. Like, and think about it. In order for this to be created, it had to be submitted and then go through staff and then hit an editor and then maybe an editor-in-chief, and then all go back down to the person that submitted it, Itsutsusei, or whatever the person's name is. And then they were like, yep, this is fine. Let's go with this series. Yep, this is a great idea. Let's put these high school girls in the most disgusting situations possible. And then you wonder why Joey from Trash Taste is always flipping out and about all the fucked up crimes that happen in Japan, the sexual crimes that happen, in particularly in the anime, game, manga, that industry, because this country condones this shit. And so curiosity got the best of me, and I was like, yo, is this anime gonna go in that hard, or are they gonna like pull it back a little bit? So, as with the manga, I sailed the high seas because I'm not paying money for this, and I saw there were uncensored versions. I was like, oh no. So I was like, all right, here we go. And oh no, they just went right for it. Like, I'm trying to imagine being the animator, not the owner of the studio, the guys that pick the projects, right? Or that bid for the projects. Being an animator, and they're like, okay, we got this new project, Inukai-san's dog. And you're like, okay, I don't know what that is, but let's see. And then you see what you have to work with, and you're just like, I made a mistake. Fuck my life. Like, I feel bad. I feel bad for these animators. They're just like, oh, fuck. I gotta put this on my resume now. Yep, yeah, okay. And then the voice actors and the voice actresses, assuming they don't do the hentai stuff for a living, they're just normal voice actors, and they're just like, oh, wow. Just think about the pay. Just think about the pay. I mean, there's a whole entire industry that basically supports this stuff. And honestly, media reflects the culture in which it's created. And if this kind of shit is being created in Japan and disseminated out for anyone to fucking see, it kind of tells you something about what that culture is valuing, right? And this is just one of those black spots of Japanese culture.
This is a sickness. It is deviant, therefore we don't want it.
And I have a much bigger rant in me about this whole thing in general, but I'm gonna keep it short for this. If you guys want to hear me rant more about this whole topic in general, let me know. And I guess I'll make another video, a longer video about me ranting about this and just how manga artists and in general just don't seem to understand like human relationships and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's my rant. This, oh man, Japan. Why?